Hey man, hey. So, what did you read this month? The I read stuff. Stuff? There are stuff. Oh, well, that's a pretty good answer, man. Yeah.
Hello everyone, Ryan here. So it's time for my monthly wrap-up, May wrap-up. Seems like May just flew by, but I guess that's how time works, typically. So anyways, I'll just get right into it here. I listened to this audiobook. It's titled Indigenous Peoples' History of the United States by Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz. Very interesting, very intriguing. There's definitely a lot of stuff that kind of pulls at your heartstrings. Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Well, I mean, I didn't so much enjoy hearing about all these different atrocities that were committed, but it was more like, I still found it very intriguing, especially because a lot of stuff in here have been completely omitted from history books. So I'll get more into detail about this in my separate review, which I will upload at a later date. Yeah. Next, I read Stranger Than Fan Fiction by Chris Colfer. This is, I guess you could say, kind of like your typical YA novel. Essentially, it's just about four fans of this young actor, Cash Carter. They meet him at a convention, and jokingly they invite him to go on a road trip with them, and to their surprise he accepts. And yeah, and then pretty much story goes on from there. I don't want to get too in depth about it right now, because I will be reviewing this separately as well. But I found it interesting. I will say there were some parts that I felt like kind of dragged on somewhat, but ultimately it was an enjoyable read. So, yeah. And then of course I finished this Justice League 3001 Volume 2, Things Fall Apart. Definitely very awesome. I will be reviewing this separately as well. Definitely awesome. Yeah, I know I talked about this in my recent currently reading video, so I don't want to say any more than that. Awesome. Keep an eye out for my separate review of this too. Also read Monster by Walter Dean Myers. This is a graphic novel. Came out some time ago, but it's a very interesting story. I know I talked about this as well in my currently reading video, and it's essentially like the main character is this kid who he's dealing with some kind of, well, in other words, they make it seem like he committed a certain crime, and throughout the entire story, they make it seem as though it's either not really happening to him, but at the same time it could still be happening to him. They make it seem like it's either happening to him, or it's all in his head, or it's just like he's trying to deal with this circumstance, this scenario that he's found himself in. Again, I don't want to go into any more detail other than that, because I'll be reviewing this as well. But definitely intriguing too. So, and then of course I read this poetry collection, Laughter of the Sphinx by Michael Palmer. I found it pretty interesting. The poems are short and to the point. I never heard of this poet before. It was just one of those things that I saw at my local library. Looked interesting, so I checked it out. Yeah. I will be reviewing this as well because it seems like pretty easy thing to review. I don't know, I think. And I also read this other poetry collection titled When Cultures Clash by Maria Elena Gordon. Of course, this was independently published, but I guess the reason it was in my local library is because the author or poet herself used to live here in El Paso. I think at the moment she's living somewhere in New Mexico. But yeah, this is interesting. I'll be reviewing this separately too. Again, the poems are short but very very to the point, and there's maybe a handful of them that I found to be very profound. So, yeah, When Cultures Clash. So that's everything that I read during the month of May. And let me know if any of you heard these titles as well. Also, if you can recommend similar titles, I would appreciate that, definitely. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you wanted to, feel up to it. So, there. Thanks for watching. I already said that. As always, until next time, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.